Welcome back to the 80s Ain't Dead Yet. I am your host, Michelle Rockstar Steele, and I'm super excited to be back because I have a guest that I've been trying to have on the show forever. Life has gotten kind of away. We're kind of new on all this podcast, all this new stuff, and so we're just finally getting it together, and we finally get to meet. And I literally, as much as you're just getting to meet her, I am literally just getting to meet her today too, and I'm super excited to have her. She's been someone I've been following on TikTok since I started this. TikTok is like the new place that everyone's doing their reels, and so when I started doing the 80s Ain't Dead Yet, I started promoting it on there and realized there's all these other Gen Xers out there, and I'm super excited because she was always on my For You page and she popped up, and so I've been following her, and here she is, Tina Zarcone.
Hi, thank you so much, Michelle. I know I'm so excited to finally be here and get this together. I mean, like, I thought the same thing about you when I saw you popping up on the TikTok page. I was like, she is so cool. I definitely want to know her. So thank you for this opportunity. My first time ever being on a podcast.
You know what? When I started my podcast, I was the first time being on my podcast too. I can say I've never been on a podcast
greatness.
either.
That's perfect.
And I doubt that, I mean, maybe someday I'll be on another podcast, but it's kind of the thing, it was something that I wouldn't have necessarily like done very much of, but when I travel a lot and I started like listening to stuff rather, because I'm not a reader.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I
me either.
discovered the podcast. I'm like, oh, I should start a podcast. That'd be kind of fun,
Uh-huh.
to document life, I guess, in a sense, and talk to other
Right.
people about life or whatever. So tell
Yes.
us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I am 54 years old. Oops, sorry. And I live in Texas now, but I'm sure you can recognize that I definitely don't have a Texas accent. I've been here for 14 years.
You're kind
I'm
of New
originally from
York.
Long Island, New York. Yes. And we've been here for 14 years. I'm married almost 27 years to Steve, and I have two boys. One is 26 and one is 22.
Awesome. Do they live there in Texas then?
Yep, they're with me. Yep. We all moved down here together, of course. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We're doing
Um,
great.
yeah, and it's kind of ironic because when I met her, I did not know where she exactly was, but she happens to live really close to my 22-year-old daughter who lives in Texas. So we plan on connecting one of these times because I do
Yes,
plan
we
on going
are.
down to Texas.
Yep, absolutely. I cannot wait. I was going to tell you that earlier. I was like, I hope that she's coming to see her daughter and then we're going to meet up. Because
Yeah,
that's what's been so fun about TikTok and social media that we get to meet up like for real, but
right.
certain people.
Yeah, and we are real people. Like,
Yes.
let's talk about that. I mean, why was your reason for starting social media? What was your reason for TikTok?
Okay. Well, because I was over being afraid because I kept thinking, oh my gosh, if I was younger, I would have killed this whole thing. But when I was younger, we weren't doing this. And I thought I missed it. And then I just decided I didn't miss anything. And this is bullshit. I'm going to do this and I'm not going to be afraid. So I actually only started last year. This time last year was the first time my girlfriend and I went away and I kept saying, I'm going to figure this out and I'm going to do it. And I knew I had to do it scared to death. And I knew it wasn't going to be good, but the only way to do it is to do it, right? Is the only way. So we were on a trip and she made me do this silly TikTok thing. And I was flipping out. And then she wanted me to say the words, talk videoing on the plane. And I almost had a heart attack. But in my mind, I kept thinking, this is it. You're going to use this video to launch this. And you're going to look back at this one day and look at how far you've come. And so after that video, I just kept doing it, kept going, and you just get more confident. And I was like, I'm so happy I started. And then you start to realize there's all these other people and it's a community. And of course, we're the best generation. So connecting with the best generation was the best part of all of this, keeping it alive, like your podcast says, for real.
Well, it's crazy to me because I started it a long time ago. Just I'm a creative person. I like
Mm-hmm.
acting, art, music. I like all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
So to me, it was kind of just a little outlet being silly. I love to laugh. I'm not somebody who scrolls on stuff to look at sad stuff. Like I don't want to be in my feelings. I just want to laugh. I want to be inspired. Those are the things that I look for. So that's why I did it at
right.
first. And then, when I started got this on my heart to do this podcast, then I'm like, okay, I should start promoting on there. I'll be honest, like up until before January, in the beginning when I started doing this, I had no idea what the red X meant.
Yeah, I
I was
wouldn't have
like,
known
everybody
either.
has this red X on everything. What's that mean? You know? I'm like, oh, okay. And then, I
Huh?
mean, I just posted something and it blew up. I'm like, whoa. So, I mean, I literally had like, what, I don't know, 200, 300 followers because I wasn't really into that part of it. I was just kind of just having fun with it, you know? And I posted that one video that geared to the Gen X people and it just blew up. And I'm like,
Yep.
whoa, look at all these Gen X people. And we're talking men and women. Like it
Right.
has nothing to do about looking pretty and trying to flaunt around guys.
Right.
Obviously, when you're advertising, no one wants to look at someone looking not their best. So I mean,
Right.
so when we're looking our nicest and in front of the camera, that has nothing to do with trying to get a guy's attention, in my opinion. We're
Right.
just trying to
Exactly.
like appeal to looking good on a camera, you know?
Exactly.
And I was just surprised at how many people were like, "Yeah, Gen Xers." I'm like, "This is
Yep.
freaking cool."
Yep. That's exactly what happened to me too, because I had no idea when I made that first video that it was going to be Gen X and that I was going to
Mhm.
find all these people. I just saw a video, so I put a picture up and I put hysteria to it, and all that thing rolled for like 4 days, and I kept saying this is still going, and the followers were just. And I'm like, holy moly, that's exactly how it happened. I didn't plan for that to happen. My whole thing was that I wasn't dead yet. I have something to say and I wasn't going to let fear get in my way anymore. But I had no idea after that picture. It was just a picture too, that
Oh
that would,
wow.
and that there was a whole method to this. I didn't realize, and it really truly matters. Like when you find that group, and I stay in my over 50s, right? That's my niche, but it's still Gen X. I
Mhm.
started like Gen X, the big X, the whole thing, but then you kind of find out where you're gonna kind of sit.
Right.
It was it was awesome. It was awesome. I met so many great people.
I know I have really met a lot of great people too. And I will say too, I don't know about you, but I have I honestly influencing started I was actually honestly part of influencing and I didn't even realize it back in 2017 when it first started coming out. And it was more in that was when I was in a bodybuilder. I was a professional bodybuilder for a while.
Wow.
But it was on Instagram and that was where the deal was, okay? And all of a sudden, promoters would give me, "Hey, would you put my product on, just I'll give you free stuff and just post a video." It was like very simple stuff like that.
Right.
And that was the beginning and influencing at that time. And it was very, very, we didn't have TikTok. I think Musically might have started out later and that became TikTok later. But it's just like it's grown so much. But I was in it for a little bit and then out of it for a long time. And it's really grown to a huge thing and trying to learn it all again. But I noticed that you get quite the different amount of types of people and comments compared to Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, and TikTok. Those are the
Mm-hmm.
three that I have. And one thing that will be really popular on TikTok won't be on Facebook. On
Right.
Facebook, it might be super popular and do nothing on TikTok or
Yep.
Instagram or whatever. I just never know. And I also noticed that people are super mean on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. They can be. They can be mean everywhere. But you know what I realized too was that if you're not prepared and ready for that, then you cannot be on social media. And I don't
100%.
care. You can say whatever you want to me. I'm going to look at the thing. Either I'll delete it or leave it there and ignore it. And if it doesn't bother you, you're ready to be on social media. That
Uh-huh.
is it, because it's going to come. They're going to say things, but I didn't. I never really cared before, but I really don't care now.
Uh-huh.
Um, Being out there, like you
Right.
have to really, right?
Yes.
So they can be
hmm And that's why, like,
working
I
this.
think that it prepared me because when back in 2017 and during that time period, I wasn't ready for that because
Right,
being attacked like that, so
right. I'm sure.
it did bother me more. But because I knew that, yes, you're right. I was
Yeah,
prepared this
it
time. I'm like,
changes. Yeah,
whatever. But I
yes, and
just
I think
noticed
you.
though that rarely do I get a negative comment on TikTok.
Mhm. Right.
But it is kind of crazy. But I'm like you. I don't get too excited about it. And I don't even delete them or hide them or anything. It's like,
Yep.
whatever. I know that there's
Yeah.
way more supporters than not. And
Yes.
I'm with you. I'm not like, it's not worth losing sleep over.
Mm-mm.
Whereas if I was probably 20 something year old and when I used to be younger and self-conscious about things like that, I definitely would have.
Exactly.
So
Right.
that's one thing I try to
Yeah.
remind my kids, because I like my daughters have been influencers, and so was my son at one point. I mean, they've done different stuff or whatever, but all it had taken at one point is just one person saying something and they dropped their dreams, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh,
I'm sure. I mean, I'm not saying I mean, I tough skin from New York, you know, I'm all like, you don't like me, I don't care. But that didn't mean that in my younger days, if I was,
All right, we had a
all
little
right,
bit of a hiccup there. That's a normal thing. Like
that's right.
I guess I should pay for the upgrade of on Zoom so I can have a longer video, but whatever. So we're figuring it out. It'll be fine. Gen
Okay.
Xers survive. We know how to rub dirt into it and keep going.
That's that's right.
But anyway, we were talking about
So,
social media
okay.
and
Yes.
how we, remember when we were younger, we cared more, but now we don't. And who cares what everyone thinks? And oh, I heard, comments like, oh, the Gen Xers, they always think that there's just something there. They don't know what they're talking about. And,
Yeah, yeah.
drug out old people trying to get attention. And um, even the boomers kind of chime in and they'll be like, we did that first.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, yeah, I had the best boomer parents ever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think it's funny though, because yeah, I can see why they say that, but we really are the best generation. And it's not a cliche. It really is true, especially when your sons say, I'm jealous. I wish I was born in your era. I'm not kidding, mom. They say that and they
My
watch movies.
my
He goes,
daughter
I
has
was
said
watching The
that.
Karate Kid. He's like, and I was it's just the first one. He goes, and I'm looking at it. I'm so mad that I wasn't born in your generation.
Well, and we're
So,
like a our generation is different because we are the last generation that really had an unplugged um what's the word analog type
right,
life.
right,
And now, and
great.
we're like experiencing all the social media, which I think is one reason why we're so act like new kids on the block with all the social media because we literally never had it growing up. So then we're like, woo, this is fun. Imagine what we would have done this when we were kids. However, I'm glad we
Exactly.
didn't have it. I'm very glad we
And that's
didn't.
why we're so creative. No, I'm
True.
so happy we didn't. But that is exactly why we're so creative, because that's all we did was create things. We had to play outside. We had to do all these things that no one can imagine doing now without being told how to do it. We just figured it out. And I was laughing the other day. Like if somebody was like left the house in the morning, remember, and they were
Uh-huh.
gone all day, you didn't get to find out what they were doing until they came home. Like,
Yeah,
where were you? Right. And it just was normal to be
right.
like, oh, I don't know where they are. They're not coming home yet. Well, they're not. And then you're like, where were you? I went to the store. I went here. But you never thought in a million years you would ever know it any other way. Like now you could just track everybody and everyone can track you, which I don't like that. I don't like a lot of the stuff that they can do that's part of their life now. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it
I
was a good
liked,
idea. I think I just did a reel on that, just like, oh, I thought it'd be really great to like be able to track my kids, and make sure they're okay and safe. And now they're tracking me on every little move that I
I
do.
know one time I was like, I'm going to turn off my 360. And Mikey's like, no, why? I like to know where you are. But then I started to think, because one time I was driving home and my son, this is when he was younger. I think he was still in high school. And he was like, Mom, where are you? And I'm like, I'm driving over the railroad tracks. He's like, oh, can you get me lunch? And I'm coming home now. I don't. And he's like, all right, bye. So now here's me, little brat. Oh, so because I don't get lunch, he hung up so fast. I pull in on my street. I have, women, we notice everything. I look at my house and I see the screen is out on his window. Come to find out, he's trying to get it back in because he took it out so that he could sneak out, and he was trying to put it back on to keep it on. That's what he was seeing, where I was, how far I was. He knew how far I was. So he wanted me to go get him lunch so he could do that. And
Oh boy.
it was so funny. So he got caught with taking this. He was planning on sneaking out that night, and it never happened. But it was so funny. He lied to tell me, oh, my friend jumped through the window and I didn't know how to get it back on. There were all these little lies. And I'm like, see, so that,
It's like you're talking to somebody
I
who's
see,
done it
I
all
know.
with
Yeah. Did
no
you do that?
social
Do you
media.
sneak
Oh,
out?
Yeah, my
Did you
dad
get caught?
actually nailed my door shut. I was in a basement, and it was one of those the basement windows, and I used to
Right.
sneak out all the time. Me and my friends would they spend the night, and we'd sneak out, or I'd even
Yeah.
sneak people in,
In.
for a
Yeah.
party or whatever. And then when my dad nailed the window shut, we just used my sister's window.
That is hysterical. Oh my gosh. We went out one night and you going into the garage and they're doing their bands playing, your friends, all the guys, right? We walking back in, we sneak back in. All of a sudden, we hear because it's in a basement too, the stairs. Boom, 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 boom. Everyone's running down the stairs, and we have makeup on. We put the blankets up like this, and we pretend we were sleeping the whole time. And they're like, "Where were you?" We were just here. They knew we were out. We got busted. I never did it again. And I never did it again. I hated getting caught and lying. And I think that is the thing that made me feel so much shame that I
Mhm.
hate lying and I never did anymore after that. But yeah, we did that stuff. I mean, I don't know.
I guess my big thing was just not getting caught, so I didn't have to lie. No
I got
questions
caught no
asked.
matter what I did.
I don't know. I think my mom was somebody who liked to just pretend nothing bad was happening type of thing. And
Yeah.
my dad was the guy who always knew and he just like, whatever, Michelle, just be careful type of guy. So
Yep.
they were total opposites. They were like very 70s people, but they were I mean, my mom was a very straight-laced person. She smoked, but she didn't drink. She didn't do drugs. She was just, she was like, my dad, he was growing weed in our yard and uh, going to the bars quite often. But he was
Right.
a very, an amazing man. He
Yes.
provided
Yeah.
for us. He was a great guy. But it
Of
was just kind of
course.
funny the dynamic with it or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, growing up then was completely different than it is now, and it's just funny because kids think that they're getting away with stuff. It's like you don't have any idea what we used to be able to get away with. So if you think that you can
Yeah.
get away with anything now, you are. I mean, granted, I'm sure there's some things that I find out later on that when they get older that they did and they got away with it, but it's
Right. Yeah.
nothing. My
Right.
kids, I don't understand how I got so blessed because my kids are nothing like I was. I don't
Exactly.
get
And
it.
they didn't live any kind of a way that I did at all. They did not grow up like I grew up. I mean, my childhood wasn't the greatest. And I moved. Another reason why I moved too is because I didn't want them to be influenced by the same influences that were there and,
Yeah.
certain people and stuff. So that was another reason why we came here. It was the best thing we ever did. But even so, like I was a stay mom because I didn't want them to just be with other people influencing them. Right.
Right.
So they're nothing yet. They didn't have any kind of life like I did, but they
Mhm.
also didn't have the good parts of it. So who cares about the bad now? We have the
There is
greatest.
pluses and minuses because I
Yeah.
have millennials and then I have like I have a 16-year-old and a 19-year-old still at
Oh,
home right now,
still, wow.
So I have a wide range and I was a different parent with all of them. I was a
All
very
right.
different parent with my older kids because I was trying to be, the best mother possible and probably overdid it a little bit maybe
Right.
to going through stages of my life that I went through a divorce and moved and did all and remarried and things like that, lost a husband and my younger kids kind of had to go through that. So I went from being
Right.
one parent to a different parent. I'm
Right.
still
Well, that was
me.
so good that you're able to do that, though. That's the gift of a Gen Xer.
Yeah, true.
It
True. I
truly is.
feel I'm thankful that they still love me.
Of course. Oh my gosh, of course.
You know
But I
what?
mean,
My
though, that
kids are
you
my
were able
biggest
to,
fans. They are
yeah,
literally one
yes.
of the ones that, especially my older kids, that encouraged me to do
Mhm.
the podcast and to do the reels and stuff like that. Now, not so much maybe my 16-year-old. She thinks it's cringy, but
Well, I know that was my biggest fear too. Was like, because I started to see a lot of people before I went out there that I knew that looked very cringy,
yeah,
and I'm a person that says if I'm gonna look at that and think they're cringy, then that's what I'm gonna look
yeah,
like, and I don't want to do that.
same.
And then I had to get over it and just realize who really cares, right? So
Mhm.
I would ask my kids like, Mom, we don't look at you cringy, but you're still our mom on it. But on
True.
the flip side of it, they did do that encouraging thing because as they were growing, I was growing. So I thought that was really cool. And they kept saying, I'm so proud of you. Because I said, I'm going to get 10,000 followers. And I just kept speaking out that I was going to do this. And regardless, it was going to be because I did not want to be in fear. And when I worked in the school, I worked in the school for 10 years with special needs kids. And the kids, this is the funniest. They would say, Miss Tina, you slay. And I'll tell you, the first time I heard that a couple of years ago, I was like, slay. SLEIGH. I said, I'm like, what do you mean? And then I realized slay, SLAY. And I would wear clothes that were really awesome to wear to work, like sparkly boots all the way up to here, because I figured I'm 50 something years old and I don't go out as much anymore. So I'm going to wear these clothes. And so every day they were like, look at you, the way I dress. People would be like, you should be an influencer. And that's what I said. I thought, no, I missed it. And all those positive words that started to come to me to realize, and they were like, if you were there, I would listen to you, buy stuff from you. And think about all the things you talk about. You talk about all your clothes and where you eat and what you do. People were always interested, but I always thought, well, I'm too old to do it now. I missed it. That's what I was saying before. Mm-hmm. But it's just funny. Worlds apart, but able to still be in the same world, but worlds apart. We'll always be worlds apart.
And people, we're starting at that age too, where we're getting that respect from the younger people that they want to hear from us now. And maybe not so much as our kids, but that's one reason why I want to record this stuff too. But speaking of style, like you have really awesome style. I love your,
thank you.
And I'm a major hat person, and you have the coolest hats. If you guys go to her TikTok or her Instagram, like she has them, and I'm gonna buy definitely one of those trucker hats for sure. And I'm just gonna when I go to Texas, I'm gonna have to check out your
I can't wait till you come.
I know it'll be fun. No,
actually, what we have to do when you come is I have to take you to make one. You're gonna have to make your own Texas hat. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh my gosh, is it down in the stockyards?
Yes, we're going.
Oh my gosh, I could just live there. This is the funny story about me, is that since I was 5 years old, born and raised in Nebraska, mind you, not in
where?
Nebraska. I've always lived in Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska. Okay.
And I've never moved from here ever. But since I was 5 years old, I wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. And I have been a Dallas Cowboys fan ever since. And everyone makes fun of me. And it's not like my family or anything. I don't know why. I just always loved it. So I go over to the stockyards and stuff, and I see all these Dallas, like I would be like, oh, I could totally rock those cowboy boots, those white cowboy boots with the blue boots, blue star.
You're going to do it. We're going to do it. I'm telling you right now, I'm so excited. I can't wait for you to come.
I'm an urban cowboy. I'm definitely like kind of the rock and roll motorcycle cowboy person.
Yeah.
Kind of my thing.
Awesome. Yeah. And you look awesome.
I grew up in a small town with, in the country. I mean, we have a farm outside of Nebraska that's kind of where I was born and stuff. But I was always that girl that needed to be by Starbucks and Target, type of thing.
And I want to be like the country girl. I want to be like the country girl with the cowboys and the horses. And I kept telling people when I first got here, I just want to shovel out the stalls. That smell doesn't even bother me. I love it. And people would be looking at me like I was crazy, but I really, it's kind of like the thing what you don't have, you want, but I'm really attracted to that life. I mean, like you say, oh, I had a farm. I'm like, I want to come to you and I want to see how you live. I would love to be in that realm of like a farm life,
and I live in Lincoln, Nebraska now, and so I live in a city that's really next door to Starbucks and Target. However, I do want to someday retire up in the Black Hills. Okay. And it is in the middle of nowhere. We want to have cows. We want to have chickens. And I realized in my 50s that I do like the serene, the quietness. Yeah,
I love it. Yep. But I need the wild.
Mm-hmm.
It's a balance.
It is a balance, but that is where I feel at most peace, is just being in that. And I didn't realize it until I was back at it again and realized how calming it actually is, because between social media, phones, all this, I mean, it distracts everybody. I mean, we have fun at it and we are just as distracted, obviously. Right. But we also don't take for granted, I guess, the fact that we were able to have that kind of serene analog life that so many don't experience anymore. I mean, you are mandatory. I remember my, she's 30, she'll be 34. She's a hippie. She would live without a phone.
Who's
But
this?
we had to tell her when she was in college, like,
Who
what you
who is this
need,
that you're talking about?
my daughter. Yeah,
Oh,
she
okay.
lives here in Lincoln. But
Okay.
t trying to get her to get a iPhone was pretty hard. She wanted to keep her flip phone for the longest time, you
Yeah.
know. She
Love it.
was very,
That's
she's very
great.
disconnected from her phone. She doesn't have social media, you know. So I'm proud of her that she's
Right.
like that, but she's a millennial. So I mean, these kiddos,
Yeah.
though, they couldn't live without it. I don't know any kids that would be happy.
Mhm.
There's very few, you know, on that end, you know. Um,
Mhm. Well, I mean, it's their world. It's they don't even
that's all I
understand a
know.
world without it. We know it with it and without it, and that's why we're able to say, "I really wish we didn't have this,"
Right,
and they can't even understand that concept of never having it. And so that's what makes us so unique is that we're without it and we're with it, and we're the ones that can really speak on it.
right,
That's about
right.
how good it was.
And I can tell just by like talking to you is that like the reason that's creative people are the ones that are doing these reels because it's our outlet. Like we used to do whatever.
Mm.
I mean, like I said, I was an artist at one point. I was more of, I was not the sporty person. It
Right.
was kind of ironic that I became a professional athlete because that was really only
Oh,
because I was an individual sport. It was nothing to do with that I'm a good athlete as far as sports
right.
go. I was last
What did
picked in
you
the
do?
gym. Huh?
What'd you do?
I
What
was
did you?
well, I did competitive powerlifting for a long time
Oh,
in
that's right.
USA
Okay.
PL.
Oh, that's
And
amazing. Yep.
then I had hurt my back right after Lexi, my Texas girl, was born. I went to deadlift nationals and I hurt my back because I did it too quickly. You know how you have that relaxin hormone or whatever. And I realized I was never gonna be able to probably make the world team until I got to this age,
Right.
probably maybe. And
Yeah.
so I was just like, I need to have another goal. And they just had came out with a bikini division in bodybuilding, and I am a drug-free, always 100% drug-free lifter. And I
Hmm.
did not want to compete in bodybuilding with the thought that I had to compete against drug users. I'd never do it. Well, bikini is a division that I knew I could. And I already
Okay.
had the muscle maturity. So I was very fortunate. I had been lifting, like I was lifting to be in bodybuilding and I did well right away and was able to do that. And I did that for what, 6 years, I suppose.
Wow.
Um,
That's awesome.
but thank you. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, that started my influencing and realizing to be in front of a camera and around, you know, and get an understanding of how people can be mean and
Yep.
how people can be supportive
Yep.
and how maybe we can maybe make you know what, I'm never going to make a living at doing this or whatever, but it's something fun that helps me
Yep.
keep my mind off of things.
Right.
um that was one thing I was going to say is like, so people don't realize that because we're out on the social media and out there, I was like, oh, they must just be happy as heck. Their life is just so perfect and they think everything's so great. It's like for me, like it is an outlet. Like I don't want to think about the piles of bills that I have going on, the sewer thing that's backing up, the okay, this is what happened a couple weeks ago. I went to the ER.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, just found out that I have a congenital heart defect
Oh
and I have to
no.
have open heart surgery.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I'm
Oh.
super, you know, it's like, okay, obviously I have to keep my blood pressure down. So what do? Get in front of the camera. You know, this helps
And
me.
make all
Like,
those sexy videos that you make. You look so good.
you do
So
too. You do too. I mean, that's
thank
what's so cool too is like, do you remember looking at people in their even in their 40s when we were kids?
Oh,
I just don't feel
yeah.
like they looked quite.
No.
I'm not trying to honk my
I
horn or
know.
anything.
Isn't
Nothing
it
like that. It's just like
crazy? No.
we just take, I don't know if it's like we haven't settled
Right.
maybe.
It's just great.
I
I mean,
mean,
wait, there's people on here, and you could be probably friends with them too, mutual friends on TikTok that are in 60s and they are still lifting and they look beautiful. They look exactly how we look right now. And they're 60 and 62.
oh yeah.
I have a friend here who's 60 that I'm like, I mean, and she's not even as foofy as we would be, and she still looks amazing.
Oh yeah,
I
I've
don't
seen
know
him.
what it is, but it just is, and I'm
I think
so
it's the
grateful.
defiance of deciding we're not getting it's
Hmm.
I want to age gracefully.
Hmm.
I'm somebody that I'm okay. I mean, yeah, I got some gray hair and I want to cover it. If I can
Yeah,
do
I do
something
the
about
same
it,
thing.
it just makes me feel more confident. It has
Of
nothing to do with
course.
trying to be 20 again. I don't
Nope.
want to be 20 again.
Nope.
I have
Hey,
no desire.
no. And I'm going to tell you what. So I met the two TikTok girls recently I went into New York and we went to Montauk. And like, you don't do this with just anybody. When you meet someone on TikTok, like you know who you're really going to hang out with.
Mhm.
You're vetting people first. You just don't go meet someone and because everyone's like, how do you do that? I'm like, because you just know who's like you. So
Mhm.
anyway, we go out there and clicked like we're three of the same people. And I'm a morning person. So at 5 o'clock, well, we're up at 3 in the morning and we go to the gym. But at 5 o'clock in the morning, there's three girls. We all wake up and we're talking like it's 11 o'clock in the afternoon. All of us giggling and laughing in the bed where normally we're saying hi in the morning on TikTok. Now we're really in the room together and we're just laughing. Not everybody is a morning person is going to do that, right?
Right.
But so wait, what was my point? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
And what's that? Okay, okay, go for it.
I'm so sorry. We were talking about we don't want to be 20 anymore. So we go to this club, bar, whatever, and now we're walking in, and there's two people sitting on the fence, and they look at us get out of the Uber, and they're like, I don't know how they knew to say this, but they're like, oh my gosh, we're so happy to be out tonight because we got a babysitter and we're just wasted. And we look at them, and I said, well, here, we're your future. So now, long story short, we get into the club, which they didn't want to let anybody in yet. So my friend was like, we're going to go through the back. We walk around and the kid looks at us and he's like, and there's a rope. He goes, you guys want to come in? So now we're in there. Mind you, we're making TikTok videos. We don't care. Everybody's young in there. I have a mom dress on. And if I just had my big platforms, would have been a lot better because if I would have known we were going, but we're dancing like crazy. We're in our realm. Now we're getting ready to leave. And this is what I went and did because I couldn't even help it. I'm looking at the younger people. And I said, my goodness, 30 years ago that was me. And they don't know that I'm their future. And I don't want to be them, but man, I do miss it. So I go up to the girl and I said, I've been watching you and I see you having so much fun. I said, but I just want to let you know I'm your future, but you're my past. You're my past. And I'm watching you 30 years ago. It was you. I don't even want to be you right now. I just want you to know you're going to miss it. So hold on to it. She was like, the whole thing, but they have no idea. We had no idea we were ever going to get to here. Never.
Right.
You just thought you were going to be there forever.
I couldn't even imagine it. I mean, I remember asking my mom how old she was at one time and she was like 32 and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's old."
Yep.
You know? And now
But
it's just like around the corner. But that is such great advice. I mean,
we
we
just want to
are
have fun.
inspiring to other women that are
Yes,
younger and they do look up to us because
you're right.
I mean and we're lucky. I mean, it's not like everybody might be in as rambunctious as us and want to do
Right.
all those things and especially with health issues and
Mm-hmm.
just a rougher life or whatever and to each their own like everybody's got a gift you
Yep.
don't have to like us we don't maybe look in our 50s necessarily but that just happens to be part of our gift everybody has a
Yeah.
gift and
Yep.
everybody has something to offer and everybody is here still for a purpose is the way I
Yep.
look at it
Amen. That's right.
uh, but shoot, it's already getting closer to like it's gonna tick out on me again, and
Okay.
I'm gonna have to wrap it up. But gosh,
Yes,
this has been so fun. We might have to do
it
this in
was.
another one too, because
Okay. I would love it.
I think like I told you, I could go on and on and on. I could because there's a
Oh,
lot to
it's
talk
going to be
about.
fun when you come and visit because we're
Uh,
just going to,
I know, it
yes.
is. I mean, there were some more things that I want to talk to. But real quickly though,
Yeah.
tell everybody where they can follow you.
Oh, what am I? Tina Zarcone official. That's my
The
handle on
TikTok,
TikTok. I think they're all the same on
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yes, I did look at
Yeah,
that.
the
Yep.
same thing. But I started those. Those were always my personal ones,
Uh-huh.
Facebook and Instagram. And
Yep.
now I'm just trying to kind of turn it around for Instagram. But
And I'm
because
with you too. Like you've met your goals or whatever of over
yeah,
10,000. I'm trying to get there too. And that's the thing too, is like people
and
like,
you
oh, you
will.
just want attention. But you have to post all the
No,
time if you want to get to that point and get like even some sort of kickback. I mean, I shop on the
yes,
TikTok shop all the time. If I can get it for free,
yeah,
I'm gonna try to get as many followers as possible so that I can get my stuff for
right.
free. Yeah.
Yes, but that's the point. I wasn't on TikTok to be TikTok famous, which I used to
Right.
make fun of my kids would say someone's TikTok famous. I'd be like, what the hell is that stupid? I'm on there to make money. And I found out that, GC way, making videos for companies or getting brand deals after 10,000, it just comes in more. That's what I was there for. And if you want to think I was there for attention, I don't really care. You don't pay my bills. I need to make money. I'm not there for attention.
100%.
Yep.
Haters aren't there to pay our bills. So that's the way I looked at it too. So that's my goal right now, is learning all that stuff on Facebook, and not so much Instagram. Like, I haven't really looked into that, but for TikTok and Facebook, that's what I'm working on. And I organically have gotten so many followers just from our fellow Gen X people. And it's amazing to me. Like, people like, oh, you're buying follows, posts. Like, no, I literally have that many people who are just freaking so cool and supportive. And it's because of our age. They're just, I mean, sure, there's probably some perverts out there. There's some jerks out there, whatever. But you can't stop that. It's like,
nope.
Yeah, go ahead and follow me. I mean, it just helps me out.
Yep. It all works out.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I can't wait to edit this and put it together and make it look cool so that we can advertise it on our TikToks and stuff too.
Yes. And thank you for having me. I'm so glad it finally worked out. I can't wait to meet you. And I'm excited to keep getting to know you more. You're awesome, Michelle. You really are.
Same. Again, this is the 80s Ain't Dead Yet. Tina Zarcone, and I am your host, Michelle Rockstar Steele. And we will see you guys next time.